All right, hello everyone. I'm Rafe. Today I'm here with Chad Doucette.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, so basically the idea is that this isn't like an interview. It's more just like chilling. Takes a while to get into it though.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Thank you.
This is actually after Chad already played all the songs.
Yeah, I'm a little sweaty. We just played I played for, I'd
2
say
hours
2 hours or so straight.
Yeah.
Rafe has lent his brother's room, actually, as a little recording studio for today. We just did a couple tunes. Hope you like them. If you haven't checked them out yet, please do.
Yeah, I think I might like stagger them. So like I'll release like 5 and then do another 5. So this video might be up before a lot of them are up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was sick, especially that last song which we were talking about before.
Yeah. My Hideaway.
Yeah. So that's a new one you were saying?
Yeah, I just wrote that within the last month, probably like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, just before I went home for a visit, and I was just thinking a lot about going home and why by the way, I'm from Nova Scotia originally. I now live in Toronto. So I like to get back there and visit quite a bit. I'm from a really small town. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of write a song about why I miss that place so much. And just like it's very simple, like the reasons why someone would want to live in a small town. It's just the simple parts of life that you don't get necessarily in the big city, you know. So yeah, I wrote about that and turned out to be a pretty good little tune.
See, like I wouldn't have even have guessed that. I don't know. You miss a lot of people, especially a lot of the fans we have on MySpace, talk a lot about how they want to get out of their small towns,
Yeah.
and move to bigger towns. But I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't miss it until you're away from it. You know, it's I mean, it might be a different story if I was, you know, I'm 20 years old now. I moved out of there when I was 17. If I was still living there and I was 20, then I might feel smothered by the small town. You know, after being there for like 3 weeks or so, I do start to find myself kind of getting antsy to get back here and get back to work. But there's just nothing like unwinding and just being surrounded by family and friends and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, like you were mentioning that you were worried about people relating to it because it's about something that's very unique. But like I've never even had a situation like that where like I know everyone. Like shit, my school had 300 people in it, even in like one grade. Yeah. So yeah, I guess like everyone knows who everyone else is.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a super rare thing. And yeah, when I was writing it, I kind of just planned for it to be a tune that I'd play, you know, at house parties when I'm back home, and that people were like, oh, I know that person, or I know that location that he's talking about, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if now this is kind of a test. I've only played it a few times. I like to test it on people to see if, you know, it can kind of have that universal effect, whether you know what I'm talking about or not. Just that whole idea of that small town type feeling.
Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, I was telling you before, Nizlopi has this one song. Which reminds me a lot of that song. It's just about this kid who like rides in a like a truck with his dad as a truck driver. It's really popular. And I don't know. I think it doesn't matter. It's a universal emotion. It doesn't have to be like in my opinion, it doesn't have to be a universal thing that everyone knows.
That's true.
And even if you like censor yourself to try and write something universal, it can hurt you a bit.
Yeah, exactly. You just kind of gotta write whatever comes to mind, really, whatever emotion you want to get across.
So what do you like feel? I guess different people have answers to this or not. Do you feel like you have a strongest song right now, or?
I'd really have to sit down and go through them. Like I have a list here of like all my tunes. And I go through them, I forget about some of them, and then I'm like, oh, that's a really cool tune. I should keep playing that. Like I have close to 100 songs written now, and
wow.
And I started writing seriously probably about 3 years ago or so, or 3.
Like after.
Yeah, I'd say around 2006 or so.
How do you write so many songs? Like I consider myself pretty prolific. I've been writing for a lot longer than you, and I have like 60 songs.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I do a lot of co-writing. I've been blessed to work with some really, really great writers. A lot of the original tunes that you've heard will either be just from me or with awesome songwriters. I've written with Andy Stochansky, who's an amazing songwriter. I've written with some of the guys from Default and Headley, out in Vancouver, and a guy named Don McLeod, really good friend of mine out there. Brad Stella, who's a local musician who's really great. Just a bunch of people. Rex Gowdy, who's done pretty well in the Canadian market. Just and all these people I consider to be really good friends. They're just just awesome people, and I just kind of try to keep it going. I have too many ideas in this head of mine to keep them, to not put them down on paper. I've been fortunate enough to have the quality in me to write songs for whatever reason that is, and I just like to take advantage of it, I guess.
So you're definitely like a singer first and a writer after.
No. I think it's kind of, it goes both ways. I think it used to be totally singer, and writing was just like a hobby, and I used to write just like 6-minute ballads all the time. But I feel like I really developed as a writer, which hopefully you can tell through my songs. But yeah, I mean, I consider myself to be a good vocalist, and I've been getting better and better as time goes on, and I hope to keep improving. And that's the same thing for songwriting. So I think the term singer-songwriter perfectly explains me, and it describes a lot of people. I know it's kind of an overused term, but I mean, it is really what I am. That's what I do. I sing and I write, and I sing what I write.
Sick.
Yeah.
So that's like, it's kind of interesting that you've written with all. My favorite song was the last one you played, and that one you actually wrote by yourself.
Yes, I did.
It's kind of interesting how that happened. Like, I know a couple of people who similar things have happened.
Yeah.
To like that.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I mean, that came out probably in like 45 minutes, me just sitting on my bed and with a guitar and a pen and a piece of paper, and just the idea came to me, during the day, and then at night I went home and wrote the song. So it's and then there's sometimes that me and a co-writer can take days, weeks to write a song, to finish a song. So it's a crazy little writing world.
I don't know, maybe it's just my personal taste. I like really am into honest lyrics, like how you met that guy with the weird name. He's like, I go to my post office and it's also a pizza place.
Yeah.
And I met that guy with obviously not a name change for the song. Do you actually know that guy?
Yeah, I know everybody that I mentioned, and I have a buddy, we nicknamed, his name's Jeff, but we nicknamed him Martha because he always kept everything so clean, like Martha Stewart. So he picked up that nickname in high school, and it's always been with him. So I mentioned that. I said, me and the boys head down to Martha's. Yeah, that's a he, and he's a good friend of mine. Just stuff like that, just little quirky things. I wanted to kind of bring out the quirkiness of my town. Yeah. But it's all very simple. It's nothing too crazy. But
like, I'm just really into lyrics. This could just be taste, but I'm just into lyrics that like no one's done. Like no one said that. Yeah. In a song. Yeah. And that's like what, I don't know.
It's hard to do. There's a lot of friggin' songs out there.
Yeah.
And there's only so many melodies and so many chords and whatever. But just kind of trying to do something different, or just trying to do something that's you, and it'll be different automatically.
So yeah, it's true. That's something that I don't know. I think writing lyrics like that is one of my strengths. But so probably some people know, some people don't. You were on Canadian Idol.
Yeah.
That must have been crazy, by the way.
Yes, it was ridiculous. It was fun, like the best time of my life. I was on Idol in 2006. I placed 4th, and that was a complete shock to me. I was 17, just turned 18 at the time, so I was very young, and I had never really left my little cocoon of Nova Scotia before that. So it was just a culture shock. It was a media shock, and but it was great. I learned a lot from it. I made a lot of great contacts, especially when it comes to where I am as far as writing now. All my writing contacts they came from there, and then networking from there, which is the most important thing in this whole industry. Networking. But yeah, it was awesome. The people that were on the show with me, the other contestants, were awesome. I consider all of them to be very good friends of mine. Hopefully they feel the same way. And yeah, it's something I definitely don't regret doing. I would suggest anyone that's kind of just getting started, there's no shame in going out and giving it a shot. You never know what's going to happen. I definitely didn't expect to do that well, but I did, and I had the support of my hometown, which helped like crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It must have just been crazy just to be like unknown, and then like, bam.
Yeah, they just kind of grab you out of nowhere, and you're in front of millions.
Yeah.
It's you really can't think of it that way while you're on it though.
Yeah.
Because you will just scare yourself stupid. But if you just focus on performing for those 1,000 people that are in the audience or whatever, that's more doable. The number isn't so astonishing, I guess. But yeah.
I've tried it 3 times now. I made it to the judges, so pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty excited about that.
Just get
Sass Jordan said yes, so
there you go.
it's on my resume right now.
She said no to me when I went through.
Really?
She did, but she grew to be a fan after a while. But I remember she said there's no way that this guy will make the top 22. And it was Jake and Farley, they supported me, and Zach and Sass were on the fence. And yeah, it was just pretty funny that. And then after a while, I guess she got me after a while.
She said I was amazing, and Zach and I worked for Jake. He wasn't allowed to vote, so Zach and Farley were like, "No way," and Sass was like, "You guys are idiots." That is my Canadian Idol experience.
That's a fantastic experience.
But I had some fun reality TV show experience as well.
True.
Not to the same extent, but what else? So you mentioned you write. So like, what artists really inspire you?
Probably most inspired by like John Mayer. He's amazing. Coldplay, another great band. Jimmy Eat World.
See, that's interesting because those are all very different from each other.
They are, but they cover different aspects of. And the thing is, I write a lot of different type of stuff. Like I write some very bluesy stuff. I write some very straight ahead pop, acoustic pop rock type stuff. And I don't know. I have a very vast idea. I just like good music, and I find Coldplay, just the songwriting and just the fabrication of the music is really great. Jimmy Eat World, I find also the writing, but also like the way they use layers of backup vocals, just how they fabricate a song is ridiculously good. And John Mayer, it's just like it's simply just great stuff. He's an amazing player and singer and writer. So
I think he's one of the best writers probably the last decade, I would say.
Yeah, and I mean, as a singer-songwriter coming up, it's like looking at different artists like that, people that really know how to make good music. You pick up so many different things. You have to admire it. Mm-hmm. Whether you like the music or not, you have to kind of admire what they're doing. So yeah, they inspire me.
My actually least favorite band of those is Coldplay, but
yeah,
which is probably most people's most favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think they're a band you either like, love or hate.
So like, what are you trying? I guess so. Right now, your main focus is obviously music.
Yeah,
like that's your focus.
Yeah. I'm living in Toronto. I write all the time. Just working. I do gigs whenever I can. I actually have begun to do teaching of songwriting, like mentoring kids at elementaries and stuff, to kind of get them into the whole songwriting thing as part of a program called SAS, SASS. Look it up. It's a really, really great program. I just kind of keep myself busy with anything music related. I do have a part-time job, as fantastic as that sounds, but it's at a music store. So
You're still at St. John's?
Yeah, St. John's Music. There's your free publicity. Mm-hmm. So I just do whatever I can to kind of keep myself out there and keep working. I do, I finish a record here and there and I send it around. I just like to keep people interested, and I figure, if you keep working hard and you make good music, people will eventually notice. So
So is your main thing like a record deal, or?
It doesn't really matter. Whatever comes will come. Whether it's a record deal, YouTube sensation. That's right. Whether it's something like a publishing deal for the writing, or it might not be any of those things. It might just be a few fans here and there that come to my MySpace and they really love what I do, and that's cool as well. Yeah. It's just kind of about making that connection with you folks. So we'll see what happens.
All right, I think that's going to be close to it. Anything else?
Cool. No, just thank you for checking out my YouTube videos. My MySpace is myspace.com/Chad Doucette Music, ChadDoucette music. Feel free to check it out. Let me know what you think, and keep checking in, and there'll be more to come. And thanks for your support.